Good morning, my lovely friends. I'm in my kitchen and I happen to be watching a video on keeping ants off of your fig trees, which I hope to have figs maybe next year or the year after. But I was watching a gentleman and it occurred to me that I'd already watched this video at least once before, and I thought renewing and reviewing is so important. So I wanted to go over a few little tips that I thought you might enjoy seeing. If it's the first time you've seen me do this, great. If it's the second time you've seen me do it, even better. You might actually remember. So this is just three quick tips. One is, do you have bananas each morning? Well, take your banana and chop the peel up afterwards. If you have rainwater, that's the best. Let it soak in rainwater overnight. You can let it soak 2 days or 3 days. It'll just keep getting darker, and the peel will continue to get softer and a little more slimy looking. But just siphon off your liquid, and then I like to add this. I don't give it to my plants straight, but I will, a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1. A lot of the times, if I'm just filling up my watering can with rainwater, then I add whatever is that I have collected. And then afterwards, then I give the banana peels to the worms. And they're already been softened. I might freeze them to make sure that any bacteria is gone, and then I give it to the worms. So that's one thing, is don't throw away your banana peels. It's very high in potassium. So I mainly aim this towards my gardenias, azaleas. Do I have anything else? If you had blueberries, if you had anything that had fruit. Next year I hope to add it. Actually, I have been adding it to my pear trees and to the peach tree, but I haven't gotten any fruit off of those. The second important thing is, if you boil eggs. Oh, that's still hot. Okay, if you like hard-boiled eggs, which we do, your water boiling water will pull the calcium off of those eggshells. And I also like to add just a capful, at most, of the apple cider vinegar. Again, it makes your water acidic, and it's really good if you have azaleas. I have azaleas and gardenia in the front yard, so I like to add that. And then, of course, after I've siphoned the water off this, then I take my eggshells, and I usually just put the whole thing in the refrigerator in a bowl, all 6 of them. And then as I use them, then I save my eggshells, and once they dry, then I crumble those, and they are given to the worms, because the worms don't have digestive juices. They actually have a gizzard, and so they need that roughage to move their food back and forth so it digests. And then the third thing is, if you make pasta or you make rice, the water afterwards is great for adding starch to your plants, because your plants like starch. It's kind of like a little sugar kick, if you will, for your kids. The difference is the plants aren't running around the backyard. So I just take this, and again, I'll add it to my watering can. And as I'm watering my plants, I add worm tea to it, and worm castings and what have you whenever I'm making a slurry. But just on a regular basis, I have jade plants, and I have spathiphyllum, and I have mother-in-law's tongue, and I have I've loads of Christmas cactus out in the back, and I really like to add my starch water to it. But here's the one tip. You see this? when it rains, it still pours was the old Morton's uh, logo for 100 and some years that it's been around. But don't add salt to your water. Uh, I take it out afterwards and add a little bit of salt to the butter or whatever I'm going to add. And I've gotten away from adding salt to the water because I do want to add it then to my plants, and I don't want to have to add salt to the water. So those are the three things. Just remember, if you eat bananas, soak them. If you don't have rainwater, you can take your container tonight, add your water to it, and let it sit out overnight. By morning, the chlorine is pretty much gone if you have chlorine in your water, if you're on any municipal system. And then add your bananas to it, and then let those sit for 24 hours. So that's that tip. Remember your eggs, boil your eggs, let it cool. Of course, you're not going to give boiling water to your plants, but let your water cool. Add that to your rainwater or to your water that you've let sit out overnight. And that's always smart, even if you're in an apartment or something. If you have lots of house plants and you have no access and you go, oh gee, I have to use bottled water for my plants. Oh my, what a waste. Just run your water and let it sit open. Don't close the container. Let it sit open for 24 hours, and then water your plants. So that's your eggs, and then your third is your pasta, and you're using the pasta water. I don't use any of this concentrated as it is. I add it to my rainwater, which I have plenty of. I have two 40-gallon rain catchment systems that I use. So anyway, garden what you've got, use what you have. I hope you'll subscribe and ring the bell, and I hope you'll come back and see me again, because I'll be here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.